This is the orientation for the new Walk2Run class 2021 spring session, which starts Saturday the 13th of March and Monday the 15th of March, coming up very shortly. Thank you for being here tonight, those of you in person and those of you watching this on YouTube. This is our first chance at doing this. Thanks for being here. We want to provide you with a safe environment to do this Walk2Run class, and because we want you to be able to improve your fitness and health through activity, running and walking. First, I must say that you are always requested to stay distant, 6 feet apart from each other, and to participate in all of the things that we've learned over the months that we've had our virus situation, and practicing safety. Masks in this class, for the record, will be voluntary, not mandatory. You're happy to wear your mask if you'd like, but we are not requiring masks to be worn. We'll be outside the entire time. There will be no inside meetings. So between your 6 foot away and your other things that we can do to stay apart from each other, we cannot make masks mandatory with people having trouble breathing, asthma, and those kinds of things. So just so you know that going in. If this doesn't set well with you, so we certainly understand. We don't want anybody here that doesn't want to be here. We have another class starting in May, another one in August, I believe, and a third one starting in October. So there may be many more opportunities for you to take Walk2Run. When things get better, you've had your vaccine, more people have had their vaccine, you'll be able to come back to class. If you've signed up, just you don't have to come or write us and tell us that you're not coming. We'll understand. You haven't paid anything for the class, so you don't have to get a refund, and we'll just work with you at a later time because we want you to be safe and happy with the program. I want to thank all of the coaches that are helping in the class this year. Tristy Matsuka, Dorothy and Sherman Jensen, Gary and Eileen Baum, and Jim Kuntz will be our coaches for the year. You're all here for different reasons. You're all here with different expectations. You've been sent here by different whys in your life. Why do you want to do this Walk2Run class? There's so many different reasons why, and everyone in this room right now has a different reason why. But it's important that if you can't name that why, it's important that you start to name that why and even write it on a piece of paper and put it on your refrigerator. So when things get tough and it gets cold, and there is even talk that Monday night we have a 50% chance of snow. And if those in the room that are veterans can remember the snowstorms of 4 or 5 years ago, we had a snowstorm on the first night of Walk2Run. We have a famous photograph of the entire group standing in the snow after class, and for some people it was the greatest class of their life because they still remember it, and there's many people in the room right now nodding their heads because they remember that day. So set a goal, find out why you're here, and we as coaches have set a goal for you. Our goal for you is to get you to the starting line and the finish line of a 5K race, which will be held, and mark your calendars, for Sunday, May the 16th. Our job is to get you there and get you ready so that you can participate. It is not mandatory that you do the 5K, but it's something that we think would be a good thing for you to try. Anybody could do it. You could walk the whole thing. You can bring your children and all walk as a family. But we think it's a good goal to shoot for. And if you shoot high, even if you don't quite make it, there's a lot of goodness that could come for having tried, and that's something that we've done in this class. This class is 10 years old or thereabouts. We've had 3 classes or 4 classes for 10 years, so that's quite a few people that have come through this, and quite a few people have surprised themselves with the fact that they could do a 5K at the end of this. There's a famous quote from Henry Ford that I think we've thrown around here once in a while, and this is it. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. But that's just our goal for you. Again, what is going to be your goal? What would you want to have come out of this? Would you like to lose weight? Would you like to stop your blood pressure medications? Would you like to sleep better? Perhaps you'd like to eat better. These are all things that will come to you as a result of being in this class. Some of you just want to get away from the family for an hour, and that's a great goal too. If that's your goal, get a goal, write it and put it on your fridge. Try to make it something measurable. If it's weight loss, how many pounds? If it's inches, how many inches? If it's something that you can measure, you're more likely to be able to make that goal a reality. Some people are telling me that they can't join Walk2Run until they get in shape. That's why you're joining Walk2Run, to get in shape. So please don't say, because we have quite a few people that sign up, and they signed up months ago, who we have seen over the 10-year time will not show up the very first day. They can't say that the class was too hard. They can't say that we were too mean. They never gave us the chance to be mean. But yet they don't show. And there's something in there, I think, somewhere where people think they need to be in shape in order to come to the class. This is a very low-key, low-pressure, what's the word? No judgmental, no judging of anybody's skills or talents or fitness. We're all here to get better, and we're all here to help each other get better. So please don't use, I wasn't in shape this spring, because we also have a very famous saying, or favorite saying too, if not this spring, which spring? We're glad you're here. What is Walk2Run? It's a progressive exercise program where participants get healthy through walking and running with others. It was started 10 years ago, as I said. We have 3 10-week sessions. We have lots of people who take session after session after session. We don't have any trouble with that, and we'd be glad to have you back many times. Somebody in this room has taken the class. Who holds the record here tonight? How many times? 16 times. So the price never goes up, right? It's always the same. So we welcome you back anytime. What does a typical class look like? Every class starts with a warm-up and finishes with a cool-down. Between those activities, we walk and run for 30 minutes. Every class is 30 minutes long. Coaches will be spread out all over the course, blowing whistles to tell you when it's time to walk and when it's time to run. Let me make it very clear for those of you that aren't going to come to the first class. You don't have to run when we blow the whistle to run. You don't have to walk when we blow the whistle to walk. It's perfectly fine for you to do whatever you would like to do. We will blow the whistle for the prescribed distances and times. Times, not distance. We measure nothing in distance. No one cares how far you go. It's just everything's by time. But if you want to walk because you're tired, we would love for you to walk the entire class, all 10 weeks, and never run a step, rather than not come to class at all. Because you will get something out of just walking, just being here. Because all you have to do is be a better person than you would have been had you stayed home and not come to class. And if that's just walking, that's a better person than the one staying at home. And you will see that over time, you will make progress and you will start to run. And I hope that you'll keep that in mind. Improved physical fitness is created and based on 3 principles. The principle of frequency, intensity, and duration. Frequency is how often you run or walk. Intensity, how fast you run or walk. And duration, how far or long during a session. Of the 3, for we Walk2Runners, frequency, the number of times you run during a week, is the most important of any. This is half the reason that most beginners quit. Not with us, but with on their own. They start our program out running too fast. The intensity is so fast, and they run for too long, and they quit after a week or two because they get too tired, too sore, and too dejected. The key to success is not duration or intensity, it's frequency. The key to success for Walk2Run is how many times can you do the workout per week. We only want you to do it 3 times a week to start, but there will be times when you might want to do more. Sir, have you been helped? No. Cole, please. Thank you. And so frequency is the key to our success. Anybody you want to add to that, Sherman?
We're doing fine.
So far, so good.
So good.
Yep. You might be saying to yourself, but I can't get in shape unless I'm exhausted from the intense, long activity. That's not true, because that's what you used to think when you tried this walking, running, couch to 5K program on your own and failed and failed and failed. That's why you're here coming with the club, because you were emphasizing the wrong things. It's the frequency that is the key. To this end, we require that you do 2 homework sessions before you come back to the next class the following week. You can't make progress once a week. It's not enough frequency. So, between the time we see you from one week to another, you will do the same workout that we just finished twice more. You'll receive an email every Tuesday, whether you're in the Monday class or the Saturday class. You'll receive a Tuesday email telling you that of what the workout is, so that you'll be able to know what to do. If you have not received an email from us, it's probably in your spam. 95% of the people that say they never heard from us, whether it was the welcome letter that I sent you a month ago or a couple of weeks ago or last weekend, or whether it's the homework assignment, it's in your spam, and we encourage you to look there. Regarding homework, one year a group of students got together and decided that they were going to have a homework day on their own, and met at Mount St. Mary's Park, which is where the Monday night group meets, and decided that they would meet together there and do the homework as a group. I thought that was very good and certainly welcome for you to do that, and I hope somebody in this new group will take charge of that and start a little homework program where they can time us and let us run perhaps on Wednesday nights, was the traditional homework night for everybody down at Mount St. Mary's Park. And so homework is important. The second part of the success or failure in Walk2Run is, and we know the first part was frequency, the second part is the fellowship and companionship of the group. There is power in this group. People call it accountability. I don't know, I like companionship and fellowship and support group better myself. But whatever word you use, it's the power of the group, and everybody doing the same thing together makes everything easier, makes the time pass more quickly, and it's really the second half of the key to success in this group, is doing this a few times a week and doing it with other people. So if you need to find somebody who is in your neighborhood, perhaps there's somebody in the class that is about at your pace, and you could ask, hey, where do you live? Hey, could we get together on Thursdays? What do you have going in the mornings? Let's do the homework together. And anytime you can get a group of people, even if it's just 2 people, you have a greater greater chance for success because of that. It makes running seem like it's almost fun, because it's somewhat sort of fun, right? Even your musical playlist could be a friend, or your dog could be a friend, but better something than just doing it on your own. Now you might be thinking, how can I run and talk? That's impossible. That's what I used to do when I would run and pant and run so fast that I wouldn't be able to talk to anybody next to me. So how could I ever have a conversation with the person and be able to run and get in shape? But again, it's not the intensity, which is what makes you breathe hard, but the frequency of runs and how we try to control the speed then that you run at is using the conversation pace. We call it the conversation pace, where it's a pace that we would like you on Sunday, Saturday, and Monday to be able to talk to the person next to you while you run. You can get in shape if you'll slow down, come to more classes, and converse with the person next to you. If you find yourself getting out of breath and not being able to talk, you need to slow down. Your body's trying to tell you you're going too fast. In your mind, you think you're not going very fast, but your physiology is telling you that you're doing a little bit too much for your present condition. And if you would slow it down to the place where you're able to converse with the person next to you, you'll be more likely to succeed, and that's a good way to measure that. You will come to class for the next 10 Saturdays or Mondays. If you're a Saturday person, you will come to the store at 6:55 in the morning on Saturdays. We'll have announcements at 7 a.m. and we'll be on our way by 7:03. We don't stick around. You need to be on time. We've got places to go and things to do. If you're a Monday person, you will meet at the Mount St. Mary's Pavilion, 7/10 of a mile south of this store on this same street at about 6:25. We will start at 6:30, as I said earlier, with a warm-up, and then we'll start our 30 minutes and follow with a cool-down. If you're a Saturday person, you can only come to the Saturday class. Likewise, if you're a Monday person, you must remain a Monday person. There are a fair number of people in each class, and we can't afford, numbers-wise, safety-wise, spreading out 6 feet from each other wise, to have any more people in each class than we already have. If you're curious to know, we're at about 70 people for each class. Some of the people will not come after hearing this. They've decided this isn't for them. And some will not be able to want to stay. It'll be a little too cold, it'll be a little too wet, and other reasons. So the number will start to go down. But we're cutting off registration tomorrow morning. The people that register after tonight will see a greeting that welcomes them to the class that starts in May. And that's where we will stand as of 7 o'clock tomorrow morning when we cut off this class. At some point in your night or day, you will have to mark yourself off the attendance list. For your Monday night people, you're going to have to come to the store before class or after to mark down your name. For the Saturday morning class, you're going to be here, and you'll mark off your name before or after your run on Saturday morning. We take attendance only because we want to award everybody who completes 7 out of the 10 classes with one of the new style Walk2Run shirts. Very nice, right? And you'll earn one of these. People are already calling me, what if I don't make the first class? That's fine. You don't have to come to any class. We only take attendance so that we can award you a shirt. If you can't make it to the first class, look for the homework on Tuesday in an email in your spam. Do the workout a couple of times during the week because you've missed one of the frequencies. At least get 2 more in, because the following week we walk a little bit less and we run a little bit more. And you want to prepare yourself by doing a little something if you miss the first class or any class. But if you miss the first class, that's fine. We don't mind. But now you only have 9 classes to make 7. Did I mention the very nice shirt? Yeah, very good. So keep that in mind, and you do what you want to do. It's a very low-key class. Nobody's going to force you to do anything. We only cancel class if there is a thunderstorm. So if it snows on Monday night, yes, we're still walking. If it rains on Saturday morning, yes, we're still walking. Only a thunderstorm, at which time you'll be sent an email in your spam telling you 45 minutes before class that we have canceled class. It's not your fault that we canceled. So if one class gets canceled, you'll have one less requirement you'll get that as a free class, might I say. And that'll be one less class you have to come to because it wasn't your fault. What should I wear? Anything that fits you well would be fine. You want to stay away from cotton items. I have a saying here, cotton is rotten. Cotton always makes you colder when it's cold and hotter when it's hot. What you'd like to find are light layers of acrylic material that you can put on in light layers to be able to take off, and rather than one thick layer that you're either very hot or now you're freezing. So light layers so you can take off that top layer and wrap it around your waist and keep going. And that's something that you'll want. But comfortable things. You don't have to go out and buy a bunch of things. The tendency will be to wear too much. Beginning runner walkers tend to wear too much because it's cold outside and you're used to cold outside and you're used to bundling up. But the problem is you haven't taken into account that your body generates so much heat that eventually what is out there right now, what is it, 40 out there now? 40 is really 60 once you get going. And now you've got so many clothes on and it's 60 degrees and you're sweating a lot. So wear things that you can adjust and take off. The bulky hoodie isn't our favorite thing. Cotton is rotten. Can I bring my kids? Yes, you can if they're registered. We don't mind kids. Keep them near you, but they must register. And if they haven't registered, you have until 7 tomorrow morning to do so. Can I bring my stroller kid? Certainly. You do not have to register a baby in a stroller, so certainly strollers are fine. Can you bring animals? Sorry. They're great homework partners, but not so good running with a bunch of strange people, and we'd rather not have any animals, so sorry to say. Keep them for homework, and that would be great. Again, if you miss Saturday, can you attend Monday? No. You're just going to have to miss Saturday and catch up as you go. Recommit to your goal and get back on the saddle. In the saddle. Do respect your days off. Again, if you're running and walking the 3 days that we prescribe, the one with class and the 2 homework, there's 4 days in between that you're going to rest. Do honor those rest days. Don't try to do too much and force the issue by making your frequency 4 days or 5 days. That's how you get sore and injured and quit. So keep it at 3. 3 is great. And you should spread out those days so that, for instance, a Saturday crew would run on Saturday, rest Sunday, run Monday, rest Tuesday, run Wednesday, rest Thursday and Friday. Ooh, that's a lot of rest. Yeah, but guess what comes Saturday? A tougher workout, because it's going to ratchet up. Each week it ratchets up, and so you'd have 2 days rest to prepare yourself for this. Don't cram and do a bunch on Thursday and Friday thinking that's going to get you in better shape for Saturday. That's going to make things worse for Saturday, because now you come to Saturday tired. Likewise, Monday people, they'd run Monday, rest Tuesday, run Wednesday, rest Thursday, take Friday, Saturday off. Now, run Monday, Wednesday, Friday, take off Saturday, Sunday, and back ready for Monday, right? Sorry. Hard to find good help. Remember, there's no cramming. And remember, when you're on your own, it's that you're doing it. Slow down. Conversation pace. You got 10 weeks to go. Who knows? Maybe you have 16 more classes ahead of you. 16 more sessions ahead of you. Pace yourself. This is a long run. You're going to be doing this for the next 50 years. You got plenty of time. Can I run and phone in my runs? Can I let you know that I ran on my own? No. You're either with the group or you're not. But if this isn't the spring where you feel safe and you get into this group and it's too many people, it's okay. We'll catch you in the summer or the fall. What if I can't run when they blow the whistle? It's okay. You do whatever you can. People will be looking at me. Often people think people are going to look at me. They're going to judge me and think less of me because I can't do it. I'm sorry to break it to you, but they're not looking at you. They're too worried about who's looking at them. The only looking that matters, I think, is our group photo at the 5K on May the 16th, when we have you there. And even if you're not going to run, you could come and support those that are going to run. And our group picture, all together in our cool shirts, is the only looking that I think you need to worry about. What if I get sore? I imagine you're going to get sore, and soreness is to be expected. A certain amount of soreness is good. It reminds you of the years that maybe you haven't done as much exercise as you could have, should have, would have. And this soreness is a sign that your body has decided to push itself and to make headway toward a better life through better health. And a certain amount of this soreness, which will pass if you honor your rest days and relax on those days. Maybe ride a bike to move your muscles without the pounding part. Maybe to get a massage. Maybe to sit in a whirlpool. Slow down if you're starting to hurt. Nobody's making you run fast but you. And slow it down. And so soreness is going to come. And listen to your body and talk to the coaches. That we're here. We've all been sore. We're all sore today from whatever we did over the weekend with our running. And every runner gets sore. Even the Olympians get sore. The difference is they know it's coming and they know it's temporary. And sometimes beginners think it's dangerous and it's not a good thing, and it makes them back away and go back to where they were. What about shoes? Running shoes. Of course, it's important to have good shoes. You can join the class with the shoes you have now. The shoes you have now might not be very serious shoes, but you're not quite a serious runner yet, so maybe that's a good match. As you get more serious, you're going to want to consider more serious shoes, more serious gear in general. You're going to want to make a commitment with your gear toward the commitment that you've made toward your better health. And whenever you decide that you're getting more serious, you'll know you're there. Probably for a couple of ways in my mind. One of them for sure, when you get done with a run, you're already thinking about when is the next time you get to do this. And if you can think and have that thought, you've paced yourself well, you've kept things in control, and you're starting to see what it's like to feel healthy. So, and if you don't have that feeling, it's a sign that you're pushing a little too hard. But that's a sign when you start to get serious, because you start building yourself and you're almost building a program within your own life that will make you healthy down the road. We have a method at the store to help you fit into the proper shoe whenever the time is right. Being that your shoe is your most important purchase in sidestepping injury, consult one of the coaches, and they'll give you some good advice as to shoe picking and shoe timing. I must say that it's not the only important thing, because I think there's two additional important things that you'd want to put into your gear, and they are as follows: a running diary. I would like to see you all keep a written or on your phone diary, and marking your progress, marking your resting heart rate, marking your days of run, days of rest. What did you do? What did you wear? How fast did you go? Who did you run with? What was the weather like? And you will see, if you can start that little diary, that it'll be very helpful to you in knowing and marking your progress. When you start to think you're not making any progress and you go back 3 weeks and see that you've lost a few pounds or a few inches, or that you're sleeping better, or that your heart rate has gone down, you might be motivated by that, and but you won't know that unless you write it down. And it's too late 3 weeks later to wish you had written it down 3 weeks earlier, if you're with me. And so that's important. The other thing is probably a watch. It doesn't have to be a fancy watch, but a watch that would keep time for you, possibly keep your heart rate for you. Can tell you how far you went, how fast you went. I mean, that's nice to know. But keeping track of how many minutes you did run on a certain day and how it was, and that way you're able to quantify it and make it objective rather than I just went out and ran. You'll have some way of knowing how far, how fast, and those are important things too. Back to the shoe issue, I will say, and to the diary, or at least and the watch. This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we have an annual Turn the Clock sale. We do it semi-annually, biannually, whereby on that weekend, Saturday, Sunday, from open to close, both days, everything in the store is 15% off. So if you wanted to get a watch, it would be a great weekend, I guess, to get one. We don't sell running diaries. The fancy watches will keep your time and let you sync it up to your phone, which is in a sense a diary. Keep it that way for you. And so think about that. If you want to get any of those things, this weekend would be a good time. But don't buy things that you don't need, and don't buy things until you're ready to buy them and use them. We may have special guest speakers come to class. They will talk about things such as nutrition, breathing, eating. What else have we had? Injury prevention, how to stretch. That's tricky right now because everybody's in flux, and I'm not going to promise a set schedule of speakers. And sometimes they can come for one group and not the other, and then I feel bad that they spoke to one group but the other group didn't get it. So we may have some people show up, organically and see if we can have them come and help us with information. One neat thing, it's also 15% off this weekend, but it's only $1.95 to start. Our little shoe tags. Sometimes as the group gets big and everybody's new and we haven't met everybody, we worry that maybe if somebody had a condition where they had to go to the hospital, let's say, and we didn't know who they were. This is a little shoe tab that will go on your shoe. You never have to take it off. It stays there forever. It's got your name and phone and a contact information and maybe allergies and stuff, and they're $1.95, so do the math, whatever 15% off of that is. But I would encourage you, that's a neat way. Sherman's got one on right now, and that's a neat way to keep track of everybody should we need it. If you don't come this weekend, and that's fine, everything in the store, every time you come to class, is 10% off, with the exception of shoes. So even if you don't want to watch this weekend, you can get a watch 4 weeks from now, 5 weeks, 6 weeks from now, and it'll still be discounted by as a thank you for being part of our Walk2Run class. Right now, I'd like to introduce the coaches. Not all of them are here tonight, but I'd like to introduce at least 3 of them that are here tonight so that they could say hi and you could put a face with a name. And they've been taking notes and writing down all the things I forgot to say. So first of all, if Tristy would like to come and speak, she'll come up and say a few words of welcome. She's nicer than I am. She'll welcome you, and she'll have a few words to say about class. Thank you, Tristy.
Hello, everybody. The reason why I joined Walk2Run back in 2014, actually it's my why, was to lose weight. So what I did when I joined, and I would recommend that maybe you guys can try, is before class starts, maybe try cleaning out your pantry and your refrigerator and get rid of all the bad stuff and replace it with healthier foods. And then also, one thing I did too was take your measurements, because like after a couple weeks or maybe after a month within the program, you can go back and just see how much improvements that you're making. And one thing is, we're not going to have a key box, so you might want to bring something that's going that you can carry your keys in. And one thing also is you might want to bring some hydration, like maybe like a water bottle to drink, to take sips of water, because I don't think there's no water pumps down at St. Mary's or at the store. So, and especially when the weather starts getting a little bit warmer, you're going to want to bring some water to drink, or some electrolytes, like Noon or something like that. Bye-bye.
Cool. Thank you. Sherman?
I'll introduce myself. I'm Sherman. My wife Dorothy, she doesn't like to talk much. Hollers at me once in a while, but doesn't like to talk much. I have been here as long as Tristy, and I think we've made many friends in this group, the whole running group. When you run with people and you Walk2Run, don't worry about it. The only person you gotta worry about is you look in the mirror. That's the person that you gotta watch. That's the only person that you're racing against. That's the only person that's got anything to do with you, because nobody else cares. They're all friends. You'll be able to be here, and you'll see in time people who can run a 5K in 17 minutes. And you're lucky to say, boy, I just did this in 37 minutes. And that person will be so happy when you cross the finish line, he'll stand there and cheer you on. One thing about running at the longer pace, there's a lot more people to cheer you on when you get there. I do have a couple of things. When you start Walk2Run and you look around you, when you start getting comfortable and we get a little bit more time into it, like the second or third week, you'll see those same people around you that are running the same pace as you are and capable of doing what you're capable of doing, and you'll get to meet those, and they'll be friends. We see a lot of people who join together at Walk2Run, and we see them in the middle of the winter time. We saw a couple of them, we saw more than a couple, this winter when it was minus one, all running together with us. So all you gotta do is remember to run, look around you, have fun, meet a lot of interesting people and a lot of good people. You'll have a lot of fun with it. I'm trying to look here where everything else. Glen got the one about the names on your shoes, or if you don't buy a tag, put it somewhere so somebody can find it. Yeah, you all got it in your cell phones, but if we can't get into your cell phone, because it's your thumbprint, we gotta cut your thumb off to get into the phone. Then it's blood all over, it's kind of messy. I'm looking here, what else I can try to do here. As far as running goes into this, don't feel bad if you can't do the full 30 minutes in one class. It may take you 3. It took me over 3. And one day it just all of a sudden clicked. I got behind somebody and we all ran and we finished it and did 30 minutes. So it's a lot of fun. You'll enjoy it. A lot of nice people, and you'll meet a lot of nice people. And if you people that are gonna run on Saturday group and you come back to run on Monday, there's a group that runs from here on Monday night. You could tag along with them. They're gonna be going faster and longer, but you could tag along with them. They'll be happy to talk to you and see where you're going, and just try to do a little Walk2Run behind them. So I have nothing else to say at this time, which is surprisingly for me. So I'll turn it back over to Glen, because he has all the answers.
Now I know they don't want to come to class. But these people are too modest. Tristy, would you let everybody know, you talked about how you were losing weight. How much have you lost?
I've lost 106 pounds.
106 pounds since she started with us. Sherman,
Between 95 and 100, I would say.
95 and
Picked up
100
few-
pounds lost. Dorothy,
About 30.
about 30 pounds lost. So everybody in the room has found some great success with this Walk2Run program. It wasn't as easy when they were heavier, but every time they came back, they found it slightly easier. And then over the years, imagine carrying a 100-pound bag with you, Tristy, on your next run.
Can't even comprehend it.
Can't comprehend it, you know.
I have one more thing, is don't expect to lose weight. Don't expect the scale to say you're losing weight. Measure yourself. Muscle weighs more than fat. If you think I'm wrong, weigh yourself the first day, and when you get back home, after you do this, or the next morning, weigh yourself again and see where you're at. You
Right,
will
and
be up.
the other thing that could also cause that is an increase in water intake. You might ingest extra water as a result of the exercise, and that would weigh extra weight too. So that's a great point. I
I have one more thing.
should have
to
said that. Yeah, Tristy.
Oh, one thing when you first join the Walk2Run, recognize that you're gonna have good run days and bad run days. But if you have a bad run day, that doesn't mean you can't do the program, because even veteran runners have bad days and good days. So just that's normal. It's typical.
Keep coming back, but
Yeah.
I bet you the more you do it, you have more good run days relative to the number of bad.
Yes.
At the beginning, it might be 50-50, but after you do it for 10 years, it's probably one out of 50
Exactly.
would be bad. And the one, which you know is normal and it happens and nobody cares, it rolls off your back and you just live with it.
And if you get aches and pains, don't quit. Just come talk to one of us coaches, because more than likely we can help you through it.
We've all had the same aches and
Yeah.
pains, you know. And yeah, please use the coaches. They're here to help you. So I guess I have two last thoughts. For those of you that are concerned about the virus situation, it's our desire to keep you all safe. Again, if being with a group of 70 people doesn't sound good to you, keep moving on, keep moving. Go out and do some things this spring. The weather's getting nice. It's wonderful out right now. I have connections with a coach that would coach you one-on-one. And if you have that desire, I can put you in touch with that coach, and you can be in a group of two and make the same progress with the same program. And let me know. Email me. I hope you know my email, Glen@dickpondathletics.com. And then we'll see you in 20 weeks or 10 weeks more, or 20 weeks from now, or even on Saturdays, 30 weeks from now, because we'll be doing this right up until December on Saturday mornings when we have our final 5K December run. And then we'll pack it in for the 10 weeks of bad winter to start again next year. So if this wasn't the right spring, we can see you next spring too. To win in a game, to win a contest, I feel like it's important to have offense and defense. Personally, I look at the vaccines and the distancing and the quarantines and the hygiene as defense. And we all know that defense is so important in keeping us healthy and safe. We've learned all kinds of defensive things. I was touching my face all the time, you know. It was a joke. But you can't win a contest with just defense. In order to be a champion, you also have to apply offense. And I look at this Walk2Run program as offense against this virus. By doing this Walk2Run and starting to incorporate the things that go along with good health that Walk2Run is frankly going to make you do, because you're going to go home and be a little more tired than usual, so you're going to sleep a little better. you're going to be a little bit tired and a little bit sick to your stomach. I don't know if that's the right word, but a runner, once they do a workout, doesn't want to go home and eat a bunch of donuts, let's say. There's something about the donut that doesn't appeal to somebody who's exercising like it used to when you weren't. All of a sudden, an apple tastes better, it's lighter, it's certainly healthier. And some of these offensive changes that are going to start to happen to you because you have made the commitment to start an offensive program against the virus is going to start making you a healthier person overall. Your diet's going to be better. You might start taking supplements, who knows? All of a sudden you're going to be reading more about exercise. You're going to be learning more about exercise. You're going to be in the presence of other people that have the same interests and goals as you. And by doing this, you're going to make your body a stronger entity so that when bad diseases, and there's millions of them all around us all the time, arrives at your doorstep, it's not going to want to stay with you because you've made yourself a stronger animal because of your offensive moves as well as your defensive moves. And so I'd like to think that by decreasing your body fat, having less chance for becoming a diabetic. One person in this room was pre-diabetic and got rid of that because they did Walk2Run. And because you'll be doing all these lifestyle changes, you're going to be a better offensive minded person, and you're going to win the championship, therefore. You need to realize that this is the first step that you have made, and it may be the most important step of your life. Who knows? We've had people who've taken this class and are now running marathons. We've had people take this class and have had every kind of physical change, and as Sherman said, met friends, lifetime friends. We have perfect strangers that came the first day of Walk2Run who are now the best of friends. They didn't know each other at all when they first started here. And also keep this in mind. You're setting an example for your family as to the importance of good health. Some of you are stepping out on your own. You don't have any children in the class or a sibling or partner. And people at home are going to be watching you and see how you change and how you evolve and what it is that you get out of this class. And I guess, too, I would say to you that because they're going to take your example and possibly then start to think more about good health, you may be affecting your entire family tree with people that aren't even born yet in your future history that will be healthier, and you will be giving them a better chance at a quality life for what it is that you're doing in this class today, because this sets a whole domino effect moving down your chain. And I encourage you on those days when you're wet and it's raining and you're sore and it's windy to dig down and think about the people who are looking to you for guidance and leadership in your family and friends that can all benefit from the health that you will get out of Walk2Run. Any questions from the group that we could finish up with? Or I will say, anybody listening, if you want to email questions, we'd be glad to answer them once we get your email and after you see this on YouTube, which is where we will send you a link so that you know how to get tonight's lecture. Any further questions? I think Sherman is very good at saying the following. We've never had anybody come to the front door of this store or the front table, because we're not coming in the store, or to Mount St. Mary's Park for a Monday night workout, walk up to the pavilion, say hello to everybody, turn around and go home. If you can get to the park, if you can get to the store, you are 95% golden. When you stop coming to the store and you stop coming to the park, that's when things are going to end. So if you can just get here, you got it. And we've seen that happen time after time. The people who just get here, they're slow, They don't think they're making progress, even though they are, but they just keep coming. And before you know it, all these good things start to happen to you. So we hope to see you. Get to the store, get to the park. Saturday morning, it's coming up. Rain or shine. Saturday looks like it's going to be pretty nice. Monday's the tricky night.